Hey guys, what's up? This is Craig Cosmo. Today I'm going to be doing a review called Tales from the Darkside Season 1, Episode 3, Pain K. And the reasons why I call it K is because I don't want to say the full words, so instead I'm just going to use the letter of this review of the title of this episode called K. So before I begin talking about this episode, I just want to mention some few things. There are going to be spoilers of this review, so if you haven't seen the episode, don't watch the full video until you watch the episode first. So anyways, without further ado, let's begin with the story. So the story is basically about a main character named Harvey Turman, played by Louis Jacoby, and another character named Nadine Turman, played by Peggy Cross. And these two characters are mainly couples that are living in the house until Harvey apparently had a backache. Not only did he have a back problem, but he also was pushed around by his wife, who was telling Harvey to become a computer programming and becoming more success just like her brother. And another part of the story is that we get introduced to another character named Doctor Roebuck. And Doctor Roebuck is basically a new doctor for Harvey, and Doctor Roebuck then tells Harvey that there's nothing wrong with his back. And then later on in this other part of the story, Nadine and Harvey then got into a fight, and Nadine starts yelling at Harvey multiple times. And not only she is yelling at Harvey multiple times, but she is also mistreating Harvey unfairly and badly, which I feel so bad for this character in this episode. And anyways, later on in this another part of the story is that when Dr. Roebuck told Harvey that there is a way that Harvey can be cured, and that cure involves Nadine into getting an accident, in which Harvey then agreed to Roebuck to do some things to Nadine, which I'm not going to say what is what, but I will say that it involves some certain accident that was going to happen to Nadine. And then later on, Harvey has his back heal, and his back feels so much better, and his back feels so much fine. And then later on during the ending of the story is that Harvey realized that Roebuck was the one that has been responsible for giving him this back pain, and which was really sad. And not only that, in the ending of the scene you see Dr. Roebuck laughing in the story at the end, which tells me that Dr. Roebuck is some kind of dark, evil entity in the end of the story of this episode. So now that I'm done talking about the story, now I'm going to be talking about the scenes that I like, that I enjoy. And one of my favorite scenes is that when Harvey was still laying down in the kitchen, is that when Harvey notices that there was someone in the window, which is Dr. Roebuck. And then when Harvey then tells his wife that he saw somebody through the window, Nadine didn't believe him, and then she just basically, tells Harvey good night. And then after that, you see Harvey smiling in this episode, which was kind of very, funny to see him smiling, except for the fact that he was laying down on the kitchen floor, which I honestly feel like he should, ask his wife to help him, but instead he didn't want to get help. He just wants to lay down in the kitchen floor due to the back problem. And another one of my favorite scenes that I liked is after when Dr. Roebuck left, Harvey and Nadine were both smiling in the hospital, and they were about to prepare to leave. until Harvey started saying something about 2 weeks of sick pay, and which was kind of funny, and which was kind of very, entertaining and very, fun and enjoyable to watch. And then another one of my favorite scenes that I mentioned earlier in the video is that Doctor Roebuck tells Harvey that he has a cure, and the cure is something about, getting rid of Nadine, and with Doctor Roebuck's permission. And Harvey then said sure, and when Harvey said sure, Dr. Roebuck did something to Nadine, which I won't say and I won't tell you because it's something that I don't want to get in trouble of what YouTube would do. But anyways, yeah. And that's basically what happened in this third scene that I like. And for my last scene that I liked during this episode is that when Harvey Turman came back home during the nighttime, he got a knock on the door by a character named Tracy, played by Fane Sapenting, and I apologize if I mispronounced the name incorrectly. But anyways, Tracy then tells Harvey that she was the one that did something to his wife Nadine, and Harvey was then like mumbling, and which was kind of funny for Harvey to mumble in this clip, and which was also pretty much funny in this scene where he is mumbling. And then Tracy then tells Harvey that someone made her do it, and which was a scene that I like because Tracy was the one that wanted to tell Harvey how bad she feels about what she did to Nadine, which was wrong and which was very, very wrong. And Harvey, on the other hand, again was mumbling, and which was kind of a very funny scene that I like of when Harvey was mumbling after when Tracy tells him. And anyways, so now that I'm done talking about my favorite scene, now I want to talk about the actings of the story. The acting was really, really great, and not only the acting was really great, but it was also funny at the very same time. And my favorite actor of this episode would have to be Farley Granger, who plays Dr. Roebuck, and which he is really, really, really a good doctor. Not only is he a good doctor, he would later reveal himself to be a dark entity, and which was very, very amazing. And another one of my favorite actor would have to be Louis Jacoby, who played as Harvey Turman, and he was pretty much a good actor in this episode. And not only he was a good actor of this episode playing Harvey Turman, but he also made so much funny scenes in the episode, and which I kind of like, and which I kind of enjoy, and which I kind of really, really liked how there are only 4 characters in this episode, which was really, really amazing. And now I want to talk about the references. And there was a movie references called Night of the Living Dead, which the Turman couples were watching during the beginning of the episode, and which I kind of like how the Turman couples were watching Night of the Living Dead. And it was directed by none other than George Romero, who also directed Tales from the Darkside pilot episode called Trick or Treat. So now I'm going to give out my overall thoughts of this video. Overall, I think this episode was not only made to be a comedy, but it is also made to be a horror episode at the same time, and which is very good. So anyways, I'm going to give this rating of this episode of Tales from the Darkside Season 1, Episode 3, Pain K, 7 out of 10 for being an okay episode. So anyways, this is Craig Cosmo. Until next time, bye.